Get ready to play everyone's newest, most favoritist, mixed up sporting competition, Sports Scramble!
Sports Scramble is the perfect example of a game that has a lot more going for it than what the trailer may imply. It's easily one of the titles I was most skeptical of when it came to the launch lineup. Thankfully, I'm able to say it's one of the better titles out there right now for the Oculus Quest. But whether it's worth its asking price is going to depend completely on you, the player. So how about we take a deeper look, beginning with objective and gameplay. Sports Scramble is more a collection of 3 sports and as such doesn't really have an overall objective. There are trophies to collect by completing goals set out by the game, and it also has a trophy room to look at the ones you've achieved. Each sport has 3 activities to complete within, those being training, challenges, and quick play. We'll expand more on those later in the review. When it comes to gameplay, each sport has a scramble aspect to them where the ball and equipment change throughout the match. Every sport handles really well, and each having its own control scheme, so let's break them down. Bowling can be played with a relatively small space and doesn't really benefit all too much from room scale. It offers 2 control methods for throwing the ball. The first, a casual one where it throws with your motion automatically. The second, a standard one where you have to release the grip button yourself and allows for more control of the ball. And yes, you can spin the ball if desired. In bowling, the bowling balls and stage can scramble, and you're awarded with certain ball types when you perform a strike, a spare, or a turkey. Next up, let's take a look at baseball, another game where room scale doesn't add too much to the experience. You get to both swing the bat and pitch a ball. The pitching comes with 2 control schemes, one where you can aim the ball via analog stick, and the second where your aim is dependent completely on how you throw. Batting is fairly straightforward and works exactly as you would expect it to. The scramble aspect here changes based on the pitcher's throws and whether the batter hits certain ball types that transform the bat. The batter, on the other hand, can upgrade their baseball bat by being consistent at hitting the balls thrown. Just watch out to not hit a ball that changes your bat completely, or you'll lose all that progress. The last sport is tennis, and this one certainly benefits from a room scale environment. The game plays fine in a small space as well, but for the best immersion, a large play space can have you moving around the court. There's only one control scheme here, and it works exactly as you would expect it to. The scramble aspect revolves around targets spawning in the center and hitting them for activation. Scramble here affects the net, the ball, and your racket. As stated before, the gameplay is solid and it all handles well, and thankfully provides various options to accommodate most players of different skill levels. There is also an equipment match bonus gained if your ball and equipment belong to the same sport. Now that that's out of the way and you have a good understanding of how it plays, let's move on to features and content.
Play tennis with a golf club.
Point.
Bowl a strike with a basketball. Nice. Smash a home run with a hockey stick.
Sports Scramble comes with 3 sports in total, each having 3 game modes. Training is your introduction to the sport itself and how it plays. It really does a great job at showing you the ropes to each one. Quick Play, which lets you jump right into a match, allows for all sorts of match settings as well. If you want, you can disable the individual scramble types to each sport, or just play a regular game of your chosen sport. It allows you to dictate just how long you want to play by adjusting points to win, rounds, and so on. Lastly, Challenge Mode is one I found to be a pleasant surprise. For example, tennis turns into a Beat Saber-like game where you're equipped with 2 rackets color-coded red and blue, in which you have to hit the matching colored tennis balls. Baseball has its home run derby, all about trying to score as many home runs as possible within a given time frame. And lastly, bowling has this really neat Space Invaders-like minigame where you have to bowl while destroying invaders before they get to you from down the lane. These challenges really provide a neat diversion from the regular play and also really help improve your skill in each game. The game also features online quick play, it supports voice chat, and also has a friend invite feature if you rather play with just friends. The game provides support for both right and left-handed users, and as stated before, some modes provide a casual and pro input method if you rather have more control. Next up, let's discuss visuals and immersion.
Maximum fastness. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Visually speaking, Sports Scramble is beautiful, everything from its main menu where you get a top-down view of the Sports Scramble world, to its stadiums where you play each sport. There's a lot to see and take in for each environment. The equipment itself looks fantastic up close. I was really impressed by its overall visuals and art style, which go a long way on the Oculus Quest. Now, when it comes to immersion, it's very easy to get lost in the game since you're actively involved in it. Tennis is an absolute blast, especially if you have room scale play as an option. Bowling and baseball are just as fun and immersive. Overall, they did a fantastic job here. The sense of scale really kicks in when you're looking around the stadiums, specifically the baseball stadium being my favorite. The way each ball type reacts to the equipment in your hand really helps sell that immersion even more. A lot of time and thought went into making this game for the Quest hardware, and it's easy to see. To conclude, Sports Scramble is great fun, easy to understand, and easy to pick up and play. The sports included are great, the scramble aspect really makes this a fun experience with a unique twist. And even with that said, I really do appreciate they added a way to turn the scramble aspect off for those who rather just play a regular game. The game itself is certainly fun, but the real question is whether it's worth its price tag. Honestly speaking, if you like all the sports included, I believe it is, but I also understand it's certainly not worth it for others. Without the addition of a championship mode or a tournament mode, the game really depends on your own drive to want to play it. If you're the type of player who likes to be given a direction to head in, then this really won't do that for you. While there are trophies and challenges to mix it up, there isn't a campaign of sorts to keep you motivated to keep going. There's also only 3 sports, all 3 of which are fantastically made and very fun to play. But if you don't have interest in 1 or 2 of them, it becomes an instantly much harder sell. One thing I will say though is that Sports Scramble makes for a fantastic title to introduce people to virtual reality. The gameplay feels great, and I would go as far to say it really could be the evolution of Wii Sports if it were built for VR. The level of polish in its gameplay and visuals is some of the best out there. The whole aesthetic is charming and built for all ages to enjoy. I really hope to see this game continue and possibly add more sports via DLC or a new entry to the series, because it really is a fantastic experience I would recommend. So if the 3 sports interest you, or you want a really good showcase title to introduce others to virtual reality, be sure to pick this one up. But if you're not interested in one of the sports or need a campaign of sorts, consider holding off for a sale down the road. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the review. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell below if you're wanting more Oculus Quest videos and reviews. Right now on the screen, you'll be seeing my most recent video and what YouTube thinks you'll like most. Have a great day, and always keep on cruising.